Hey guys, it's Extreme Strategy here, and today I'm going to be giving you another multiplayer battle. And this one is actually not going to be up against Lionheart or any YouTubers, it's actually going to be against a guy I found in the Eric Carthage server. Him and I played a couple of times in the past, and it appears to be 50-50 on who wins, and most of our matches have been really close. He's a really good guy. Of course, I can't remember his username off the top of my head. But anyway, we're just going to be going over what happened in the battle, because this one is actually very, very close. And there are a lot of good moves made by both of us in it, so I decided, you know what, why not? Why don't we make a video on it? And when I asked him about it, he said, sure, that if I want to make a video on it, I could, so here we are doing it. So our starting armies for this Domination one, he started off with a much larger force, which is probably the better idea. Because what he went for is he went for several Jade Warriors, some Peasant Archers, Peasant Long Spearmen, more Jade Warriors, more Spearmen, a Sky Junk, Miao Ying the Storm Dragon, which is actually a very good choice, and I believe that is his starting army. Mine is very much smaller, with some just Demonuts of Slanesh on one side being supported by Grand Vomitus Prince of Bubos. And on the side we have the Pink Horrors of Zeech and the Bloodletters of Khorne. So what I was going to do is I was going to send some troops for this capture point, send the others for this capture point over here, and if he came down the center, who cares? It's one capture point. So I'm going to hit play, and it takes a little while for these guys to start moving over here. These ones begin moving first. All my Pink Horrors of Zeech, and all the Bloodletters of Khorne. As for him, he also kind of takes a minute to react, as I think everyone does in Domination. Although I do have to say that these units look absolutely amazing. Wow. Anyway, and then he sends his Peasant Archers and some Jade Warriors all the way around over here. And of course the train decides to go by as I'm recording. Because why wouldn't it? Sorry if all you hear for the next couple minutes is a train screeching. So we come over here, looking to take this capture point. Our forces over here are moving around, completely uncontested. For the time being, at least. Sky Junk is beginning to move over with some of the Peasant Longbow Spearmen. And the guy I was fighting against, he has a lot of experience with Grand Cathay. Apparently that's the faction that he has played every time except for twice. And one of those instances was, I believe, against me. Yes, it was, because he was playing as Nurgle. And, like I said, it's always interesting to play against him. Anyway, his guys are going to come down here and take the center point. I'm sending my forces on around to take this point. I've already begun taking this one over here. And I decided to let my Demonuts of Slanesh go charging into his line a couple of times, with the support of some Screamers of Zeech that I summoned in. So they come on in, they smack into the front lines. There's barriers keep them safe for a little while. And they're doing okay. Demonuts of Slanesh come charging on in to do some damage as well. And of course they have that devastating charge ability. Not devastating flanker, but their charge ability. Over here, some Pink Hordes of Zeech are summoned to go harass these guys. On the far flank, we're basically kind of just hiding behind this rock in some ways, because the Sky Junk was shooting at me. So I was like, alright, let's just hide some units behind the rock. And it isn't really helping these Pink Hordes of Zeech, but they also have a barrier. These Bloodletters of Khorne cannot be hit. This is a tactic I used against him in another battle, was to line up all my units right here, so that way his cannons couldn't shoot me. Hence why Grand Cathay does not have any cannons. Because he learned on this map that they are not very efficient. And right here, it just misses everything. Enemy reinforcements are approaching. What does he summon? He summons in some Jade Warriors with crossbows. Over here, Pink Horrors of Zeech. Oh my goodness. Screamers of Zeech. Doing a little bit of damage to the Peasant Archers, who have a Harmony of Yin, even though they're next to Harmony of Yang. Oh, you guys are harmonized. Never mind. Second there, I didn't even realize you were harmonized. Over here, Demonuts of Slanesh are still causing some grief to the Jade Warriors. And this guy's just sitting in the back. Over here, I'm beginning to take the first capture point. And projectiles are starting to get lobbed this way, but it's killed a Bloodletter of Khorne. A single Bloodletter of Khorne, not even an exalted one. And then the Pink Horrors of Zeech are, of course, just sitting back here, relaxed, behind their barriers. Because there's Zeech. And then over here, still keeping these units hidden, these peasant long spearmen are just sitting there. Over on this flank, random slow motion there, you have some peasant long spearmen protecting the opening, and yet I have some pink corps of Zeech trying to duel his peasant archers and his jade warriors, who are actually taking shots for the peasant archers. It almost makes you wonder who I was targeting here, although it is Zeech, so their aim isn't always the greatest. Over here, summon some Fiends of Slaanesh to go help out in the battle over here, taking this capture point as well. So that way, now I have 2 capture points and he only has 1. Sending my Demon of Slaanesh back out because I'd taken the capture point. And they immediately started jumping on top of Miao Ying. And she currently heals herself. However, a blast does come from Grand Vomitus the Buabos, and he lands right on top of Miao Ying. Fiend Slaanesh slam into them. Back here, there was a spell cast that's the reason why all these units are damaged. This was from a Blight Boil, or whatever the spell's called. The one summons a massive, just bubble of pus from the ground and it explodes. That's the best way to describe it, really, as a massive bubble of pus. Over here, Bloodletters of Khorne are retreating. Its Skyjunk is still shooting it and releasing its fire. Pink Corps of Zeech are coming on around. Over here, the fight has now been taken to the sky. Or no, it has not been taken to the skies. Never mind. I saw the banners and I thought Miao Ying had transformed into dragon form. Over here, though, the Great Vomitus is just banging her around brutally. The Fiends of Slaanesh and Demonettes of Slaanesh are tearing apart these Jade Warriors, who now have Sporific Musk on them. And over here, more units are beginning to come forwards. However, these Jade Warriors with halberds are already wounded. And now they kind of just sit for a second. These guys begin sliding on up as well. And as these Jade Warriors are coming in with, Jade Warriors with halberds are coming on in. I believe they are anti-large. Yes, they are. They are anti-large, so they're not going to be the greatest against the Demonettes of Slaanesh. However, against Fiends of Slaanesh, they will do fairly good. And then Great Vomitus, the Prince of Bubos, runs by. Over here, all these guys have gotten hit by Curse of the Slug, which is beat -45, charge -45. This is one of the army abilities, for those of you who don't know. Then back here, these guys are beginning to move forwards, and I'm waiting for the spell to be cast. There's that amazing spell. I guess we will wait. Some of the Demonettes of Slaanesh do go down. Oh, here it is. Here's one of these massive pus balls, and it goes off with a very powerful blast, taking out tons of peasant archers and greatly damaging his Jade Warriors with crossbows. So even though he's taking this point back, he has suffered greatly from the casualties that I've inflicted upon him. And of course he has some Celestial Dragon Guard back here that I didn't know about, and one of them was just facing the... You were just facing the wrong way, dude. You were just jeering at your own men. Over here we have some of the Screamers of Zeech trying to destroy the Skyjunk. And then the Jade Warriors with crossbowmen are going to open fire on them, which is going to wind up eventually saving the Skyjunk from potential destruction. And the projectiles from the Pink Corps of Zeech are still shooting these poor peasant longbow spearmen. Over here, I sent in a skull cannon after it had used up some of its ammo, basically go in and act as a distraction and mess with the lines, and it is doing just that. Over here, Pink Corps of Zeech are coming on over. And, of course, the last of the Exalted Bloodletters of Khorne are beginning to get banished back into the Bloodlands of Khorne. And Grand Vomitus, the Prince of Bubos, is just flying about right now. And he's going to do another one of his excellent push spells right into the backs of some Celestial Dragon Guards and into some Jade Warrior crossbowmen. So once again, massive damage inflicted here. This is a very powerful spell, I have found out. And of course, it just disrupted their lines horribly. And then I start saving the Winds of Magic to try and get a heal on him as well, because he's starting to take damage from all the arrows. Miao Ying and the Terracotta Sentinel do charge in to take over this point. Miao Ying is just going to currently stand here for a second, and I guess look cool. and then get barraged by a ton of projectiles from the pink hordes of Tzeentch. Alright, she has Earthblood being popped on her. Flying over here, I was trying to figure out how to heal myself, and I do finally figure out how to heal myself. Fiends of Slaanesh are fighting the Jade Lancers, who are now being slowed down. They were looking to get a rear charge into the pink hordes of Tzeentch. Well, I decided that I was going to try and stop that by dropping a massive flying Nurgle beast right into the center of their group. This inflicted them with poison. However, they do still get the rear charge off, only to, in turn, be charged themselves by the Fiends of Slaanesh that I had. And then Grand Vomitus begins moving over and starts killing the horsemen quite quickly. As I just see a couple horses drop dead as he swings his sword. Over here, however, the Terracotta Sentinel has been hit by Miasma Pestilence, just to try and make him a bit weaker, so that way maybe I could do some damage with Grand Vomitus, Prince of Bubos. Over here, some Jade Lancers are beginning to swing about. The Pink Hordes of Tzeentch are dueling once again with these exact same units over here, trying to get some damage done. And the Skull Cannon is finally beginning to be banished. And by this point, I'm in the lead, and my friend was not. I really shouldn't call him my friend because I really haven't known him that long, though. Wish I could think of his name. Yeah, he has a username, and I'll put it in the description to the comment section below. I'll put it down there, because I can't think of it off the top of my head. So, the Skull Cannon explodes, does some damage to the Peasant Long Spearman, and... okay. What is this formation in game? What is this? Like, there are units facing every which direction. There are guys over here that belong to this group over here. How does that work? Were you running? Were you being a coward and fleeing from a Skull Cannon? Were you? Oh boy. Over here, some Jade Lancers are going to be charging into the Pink Hordes of Tzeentch, and also getting countercharged by the Screamers of Tzeentch. And I just told you to go into normal speed. Why'd you go into slow motion, you darn game? And then a barrage of arrows is going to come down. It does get absorbed by the barriers, however, it might even strike some of the Jade Lancers as well. Over here, battle is still going on. Not really being able to take over at this point. Miao Ying just made a Pink Horde of Tzeentch disintegrate. And at this point, I told all my guys just to pull out. Figured I could potentially regroup over here and just go for a push on the center point, trying to keep a double capture. Over here, Bloodletters of Khorne are still fighting. Also, the Pink Hordes of Tzeentch are still releasing their volleys into these Peasant Long Spearmen. Jade Warriors are coming on down. These Peasant Long Spearmen are finally reforming. Wow, what took you so long? Now you're finally reformed. Thank you. Over here, more Fiends of Slaanesh have been summoned to go charging into the fray, because I just love playing as Slaanesh and Tzeentch. That's why there's so many Slaanesh and Tzeentch units in the game. It would have been very odd if I had decided to go for a Khorne and Nurgle combination, because I just wouldn't have been able to use them as well. Maybe I'll start trying to do that, though. I might start practicing with some really weird combinations just to throw people off. Because who would really expect, you know, a Kislev or a Cathayan, no, like a Cathayan thing to be primarily Cav? You'd expect that to be Kislev. Anyway, another spell of the Massive Blister. He sees it, he begins trying to pull all of his units out. The blast hits me, and it does also catch some of these Jade Lancers as well. My guy's still up here flying around, then the Fiends of Slaanesh come charging on in, which of course gives both of these guys terrific musk, which decreases their melee defense and attack. Over here, the Peasant Longbow Spearmen are shattering. However, the Bloodletters of Khorne are also taking substantial damage just from the amount of crossbow bolts getting shot at them. Miao Ying is now engaging Grand Vomitus in the air, so there's bolts of electricity hitting him, and he decides that his massive body wouldn't be good enough to take on Miao Ying, the Storm Dragon. Over here, the Jade Lancers are shattered, which is good for me. And all these Jade Warriors are kind of just sitting around relaxed. They don't have much to do. Over here, the Fiends of Slaanesh were caught up, surrounded, and, of course, obliterated because they cannot stand in one spot for long periods of time. The Celestial Dragon Guard are still pretty much at full unit count. The score is still very, very tight. Pink Hordes of Zeech are shooting projectiles into these Jade Lancers and into the Peasant Archers. Skyjunk is still alive, and is going to float over and just drop a bomb, quite literally, on my Pink Hordes of Zeech. And of course, they're basically running out of ammo, they're already beginning to die. And then just shoot some missiles into them. So I guess that really wasn't a bomb, that was more of a missile. I thought he bombed me. Never mind. I guess he does not bomb me. Or doesn't bomb me at this exact point in time. Oh, he does bomb me. I was correct. There was a bomb. More Demonettes of Slaanesh have come down and will be starting to destroy the enemy. Pink Hordes of Zeech, once again, lighting everyone up. Demonettes of Slaanesh doing their job. And of course, the Jade Warriors with halberds, and all these Jade Warrior crossbowmen, and normal Jade Warriors are beginning to clump up together right here. However, I don't have any Winds of Magic laying around. Just absolutely blast them, because this would be an ideal group to blast right here. Can you imagine the damage that would do? Fiends of Slaanesh are tearing apart the Jade Warrior crossbowmen. I'm starting to take this point away from him. However, as you can see, he's gaining points at twice the rate that I am. And I just will not be able to beat him. I tried. I really did, and it was a very close fight. That should be a Pyrrhic victory for him, or a valiant feat for me. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to like button, subscribe, go check out the Discord server and Facebook page. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed the video, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.